Welcome to TeddiTalks, the podcast where we have open, revealing conversations about being female, being healthy, wealthy, and wise throughout generations. I'm your host, Teddi-Jann.
And I'm your co-host, Nikki LaRochelle.
In each episode, you will get to hear real stories that shaped us. We will be vulnerable and honest. It's girl talk, talking about things that few women talk about but want to know. You will learn, laugh, cry, and maybe even get angry. But Nikki and I have your back. We support you.
Yes, we do.
This is a place for support and enlightenment, and our mission is that you will find your own positive voice throughout our stories. Sit back, relax, join us on this incredible journey of growth, resilience, and empowerment. It's Teddi Talks 9, and hello, beautiful gems is how we always start. Today I'm here with a young woman I met working at a coffee shop downtown Orono, the Golden Bean.
Golden Bean.
And this young lady, Courtney Colarullo, am I saying it right?
Yep.
Yes. Is a senior graduating Sunday on Mother's Day.
I know, on Mother's Day.
So Courtney is also, I titled this Beauty and Brains.
Oh, wow. Thank you. I'm flattered.
And actually athleticism, because she's a senior defensewoman on the Maine hockey team, ice hockey team. So we have lots to talk about today because you're the first D1 athlete that I've had I played hockey, but in the 70s, a lot different. So I think that people would be very, very excited to know how you decided as a young girl to play hockey.
Sure.
And your journey to get to the University of Maine.
Yeah. Well, so both my parents, my dad played hockey growing up. Honestly, I do come from a hockey family. Like, my dad played hockey, my cousins play hockey, my uncle plays hockey, like my whole dad's side plays hockey.
Did he play in college?
No, they did not. But
Okay.
So that whole side was just huge hockey family, and then my mom's side was more figure skating. So, I mean, that's actually how my parents met, was in a hockey rink. But
Wow, that's cool. You're from Massachusetts.
Yes. Yeah.
And where'd they meet?
Okay, honestly, they're gonna be mad that I don't know exactly what place they're
That's
like.
all right. I mean, it's Mother's Day coming up, so
Maybe they can tell me the story again. I can get my details down.
Right. No, that's good.
I'm pretty sure it was in Lexington. My dad's from Lexington, and my mom's from the Cape, Hyannis specifically.
Oh, wow.
But I'm pretty sure they met in one of the rinks in Lexington. And yeah, I mean, that's just how they met.
Lexington. Yeah, my brother used to live in Concord.
Oh, we used to live in Concord too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister-in-law was in admissions for Concord Academy.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good school down there.
Awesome. So, but you went to wait. How old were you when you learned to skate?
I think I was like 3 or 4. When my mom just like threw me out there. But I mean, yeah, honestly, the whole reason I even started hockey, I did figure skating, and then I saw my brother playing hockey, and I was just like Mom, like, I kind of want to play with George, even though he's like 4 years older than me, and that would never happen.
Right. Wow.
So then I did like a little bit of both. I did figure skating and hockey, and then I don't know, just got to a point where I was like, I just don't want to do figure skating anymore.
Okay.
So that's how that happened.
You like playing?
Yeah.
In competition.
Yeah. No, it was awesome.
So you went to a private school?
I did.
Now, you played on teams before high school, correct?
Yeah, so I played on like town teams, so that's where like I would play with boys, and then I was pretty fortunate that there were some girls teams, like town teams as well, but I did both. And then I also did club. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. I did East Coast Wizards from U8 through U16, so about like 10 years there.
And that was a Boston.
They're based out
area?
of Bedford, Massachusetts,
Bedford.
which is actually right near Lexington and Concord.
Okay. Yep. Yes.
Yeah, so I did that, and then I did go to Austin Prep for a year. That's a Catholic school,
Austin Prep,
preparatory school,
which is in
Reading, Massachusetts.
Reading. Okay.
Yeah, so their league, they actually just went into the prep league that I played in high school. They weren't in the prep league before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I went there for a year, and then from there, I did the rest of high school. I mean, that was middle school. So I did all my high school at the New Hampton school.
New Hampton.
Mm-hmm.
And who are the teams that you played in New Hampton? Just to give people...
Yeah. No, they're a part of Lakes Region. So it's like New Hampshire and Vermont. And
Oh.
like Maine's not in it. But it would be St. Paul's, Kimball Union, Tilton,
Okay.
Proctor, Holderness. I think
Did you
that's so long
play
ago. I think
Andover
that's
or Exeter?
So we did play them, but they're technically not like within our immediate league.
Oh, right.
But we were all a part of like the NEPSAC, like prep
Prep
school league. Yeah.
Because we have, there are prep schools in Maine, but they're private schools that are, some are boarding, some are not. Like the private school here in town is John Baptist.
Yeah.
And it was Catholic. I don't believe it's affiliated with the church now. But there's schools that are private, yet they're the town. They're the high school for the town.
Oh, okay.
George Stevens Academy. That's in Blue Hill. It's a private school, but it's also the high school for the town, the area. In Blue Hill.
Okay.
Maine Central Institute, which is in Pittsfield, MCI. That's the high school for Pittsfield, but they do have dorms. Same with Foxtrot Academy in Dover, and that's a private school, but it's also the high school for the town.
So is it?
So other schools that are private in Maine are like Kent's Hill, Bridgeton Academy, Cheapers.
I'm gonna sneeze
I can't
in a second.
think. I don't. You gonna sneeze? Sorry.
My allergies are terrible. I should have
It's that
taken.
time.
I should have taken an allergy pill before I came here. I
Well,
don't
I
think
know
I'm
you
gonna
got your
sneeze.
vitamin
Actually,
infusion last night,
I know.
and Nikki is working today, so she's not here.
I know. Boo.
But normally we have a podcast. Well, here we go.
Got tissues.
Thank you, Siobhan.
Thank you so much.
So you started. It was pretty competitive in the prep league in Massachusetts that you were in.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say overall, like Massachusetts hockey growing up playing was pretty competitive overall. So yeah, it's a good environment.
So here in Maine, young women can play on the boys' team if they have one at their high school. And just recently, well, mostly in southern Maine, they have high schools that do have girls' teams.
Yeah.
Cheverus, Cape Elizabeth. I'm not totally up on all the girls' teams, but here we have the Pioneers, which is a combination of area high school girls can play on it.
Okay. That's cool.
So, yeah, it's coming, but certainly in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, I'm not even sure in the 2010s
area
is when maybe some of them got going.
Yeah.
But it's been a slow thing.
roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So UMaine And because Courtney is a D1 athlete and part of scholarship situation here at UMaine, and a new, I will talk about this in a second, but anyhow, so when you were, how old when you started thinking like, I want to play in college?
I would say, I don't exactly remember exactly when, but I want to say it was like from like maybe like U10 to U14.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, and I just contrast this because when I was growing up, we had the UMaine. I grew up in Orono, and they flooded the fields beside the steam plant parking lot. And that's where I kind of learned to skate.
That's fun.
But in high school, of course, we didn't have any hockey. But when I went to high school in Waterville, they had an excellent hockey team, boys hockey team. And at that time, they even went to New England's.
Oh, wow.
And won.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I went to, they didn't have girls basketball because Title IX was not passed. So I skated and played, and my part-time job was flooding the neighborhood rinks at night.
Oh, God. That's freezing.
It was freezing. My jeans got totally frozen. It was iced over. But hey, I was out there skating.
Yeah.
And so I knew in high school, I wanted to go someplace to play hockey.
Yeah.
I mean, I just like, that's my goal. And I mentioned it to your teammates, but there was, I was planning on going as a studio art major. And there was, you go to the guidance office back then. Here's a microfiche if you don't even know what that is. You can look at all the schools that have women's ice hockey and studio art. And there was one. And that was Cornell University. And I'm like, I was focused on getting into that school. Yeah. And I did, luckily.
No, that's awesome.
So,
yeah.
There you go. But for you, I mean, no coach approached me. And I can remember my mother arguing with my father one night. I was upstairs studying or something. She's going like, he was a coach at Colby College, football and baseball. And you recruit all kinds of guys. Why don't you help your own daughter get into a school, get an athletic scholarship? And he's like, I don't know of any school that has ice hockey, right? That gives scholarships. They didn't. Yeah. Okay. None. But so you're playing high school. When you were in the prep school, were you playing any other teams?
Yeah. So we kind of, once you got into like a prep school, you kind of moved into a split season, they would call it. And it would be just not more like as full time, because like if you're not in high school and you're like local, you're practicing during the week, you're playing games on the weekend, that type of stuff. But so once you moved into high school and like they knew you were at boarding school or whatever, you would just end up driving down every weekend.
Oh, okay. And so you didn't practice with them?
We would have like one practice before, like, so like it'd be like, I'm trying to remember because it's been a little bit, but like how it would kind of work is like all of my teammates at my prep school relatively played on the same team. Okay. So we'd all drive down together, and it was actually like a lot of fun. But it would be like Saturday we would practice, and then Sunday we'd have like a game, and it would just kind of be like that from the fall until our school season started.
Oh, neat. So when were you allowed, or were coaches allowed to approach you, or do you remember how old you were when somebody said or sent your parents a message?
When I was kind of going through the recruiting process, that's like when they're in the middle of changing that rule of where you like can't talk to coaches till your junior year. So
that's what it is now, junior year.
Yeah, I believe so. But so if I remember, it was kind of like around like sophomore year, I would say, that I started like talking to a lot of coaches, but then that rule went in place and we had to stop until we became juniors.
So how many coaches approached you? Or your parents?
Remember.
Okay, well, just
I wouldn't really say it was more like coaches approaching you. Like a lot of it was like you also had to do a lot of work for it.
okay.
Yeah, so it was like, I mean, in my experience, it was like sending out a lot of emails.
Okay.
Like emails all the time. Trying to get like any like film of your games and
Video.
stuff, and just like kind of trying to compile that. And yeah, it was just like repetition, like emails, just like trying to get like their attention or just like get in front of them to watch you play.
So how did you pick UMaine?
It was actually kind of funny because I'm a zoology major. I was originally biology, but so being in like a STEM degree, I feel like when I was in the recruiting process was not like looked down upon, but it was definitely more like, oh, that's like really hard, and like some schools might like just choose not to recruit you because of that. And and so I knew I wanted to do that for schooling, and I just knew that Maine had a really good biology program. So like in terms of like when I was choosing, I was like also like a lot of people when they go through the recruiting process, they know like, oh, I want to go D1. Oh, like I kind of just want to stay D3. Like, oh, maybe I want to do D2. And I kind of was just looking at everything. So like I was looking at D1, D3, D2. Like I just had all my options open because I was just trying to figure out what was the right fit for me. But I don't know. I really wanted to push myself. A lot of people didn't think I could go D1 because of my size. And Maine was a really good fit in terms of education for what I wanted to do. So, yeah.
So there you go. And you ended up in Orono. Did you come for a visit? Did you watch any hockey games down?
So me and my mom came for a visit. And so how it like normally works is you would have like an official visit like after you commit. But that was during COVID. So I didn't end up having an official.
Okay. So your freshman year was 2021 or 2020?
2021 into 2022.
Okay. All right.
So it was kind of like towards the tail end of COVID, I would say. It was still very much like a thing my freshman year, but after my sophomore year, it was like kind of not really a thing.
Well, 2020, I know Cornell women and Cornell men were rated number 1 in the country, and they canceled the tournament. Like the day before the playoffs. And so 2020, there was no end of the season.
Yeah.
And so you came in a year after that.
Yeah.
2021 to 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get any option to redshirt at all because of that, or?
Actually, so because of, I don't actually remember. So I was actually supposed to do an extra year of high school.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of girls, they like will repeat or do a PG year in prep school. And so the coaches were not Molly and them at the time. It was like our other coaches. And so I actually originally committed to do another year of high school. And then with everything with COVID,
crazy time.
I loved my high school, but like COVID during my high school was just not the best at all. Yeah. And I just kind of talked to them. I was just like, listen, like I can't do another year of high school.
No,
I can't do it. Like it's just.
My husband was a English teacher at Orono High School, and that was crazy. The remote learning, everything on Zooms, and
it was tough. And like when it was like really at the height of it, I mean our school did what they had to do for us. Like there were schools that weren't even in session.
Right.
Like, we were lucky to be in session for sure. So like they had protocols in place to keep us safe, but it was definitely very much so like you can't see this people, like you can't see people outside of your dorm. You like can't do X, Y, Z. And so it just wasn't really the same. And so I was just like, I cannot do another year of high school.
So you did come to me.
Yeah. So then I did go, like, when I was, like, in my natural course after high school. That's when I went.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And they had a regular schedule then, I'm pretty sure. I didn't look up that year.
So the year before me was the year that they had to travel to everything.
Yeah.
So my year was like the first year that they started to have home games again.
Okay.
Yeah. So I came like just after that whole thing.
Okay. Thank goodness.
I know. I mean, that was crazy.
So you said your size was maybe a factor of you not playing, but then you proved them wrong playing D1.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like in my opinion, if you are doing what you need to be doing on the ice or the field, and I don't think your size matters in a way. Like, but
right.
Yeah, it's just like a lot of times you have to make up for it in other aspects, and it's kind of funny. My teammate Sunny on our team are like the same height, and so I know that she gets this, but so it's like, okay, well, like our size is like a lot. We're not vertically blessed, so we tend to have to be like we have to make up for that in like our strength. So like I know like for me going into college, like our coaches were just like, I really want you to prioritize on that because that's like going to be where you can do really well and it's what you can control. So
prioritize what?
Like just like your strength training.
Strength training.
Yeah.
So you lifted extra? Did you, go into the weight room? Tell everyone what you...
I mean, yeah, I feel like I did like extra, but like also at the same time, I just really like focused on it a lot more. Going into school, and like I just knew because there's like different things that you can do in the weight room in terms of like what your goals are. So if your goal is like to build muscle or to move a lot more weight, then you would just
you went into the weight room every day?
I would say so. My senior year, pretty much, yeah. But like also, there was a lot of factors going on. I was also playing lacrosse. I was also there was just like a lot going on, but
No, for at UMaine.
Yeah, but I'm saying going into UMaine.
Going into UMaine. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Right. But once you got to Maine, they have a regular schedule about lifting, about your workout days. Maybe you can explain
how
the week would go.
It would just depend on like where you were in the year. So like when I got to school, it would be the summer, and like the summer is like definitely like where it's like very heavy and relative to strength training and just conditioning overall. So I did come early. I came in like July-ish going into my freshman year, and I don't know, you just wake up, go to the gym, like be like 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah.
Ish. But like I just sort of like, it's so funny because sometimes like every year that the summer training is so humbling just because it's meant to be. It's like really hard, and I'm just like, I don't know like how I do this. Like how do I do school and this like at the same time?
Right.
Because I would literally after our summer sessions, like conditioning and like lifting, it's just you'd be so exhausted. I'd like sleep the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And I was just
it's like preseason football too.
Yeah, like I would just be so exhausted. I'd like knock out for like 4 hours after. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do school on top of this. Like, this is crazy.
Oh,
but like, obviously it like pulls back a little bit because it's like you have to go in season. So,
right.
Yeah, but.
Well, that's eye-opening for sure. I mean, I think people don't understand what it takes to balance schoolwork and a Division I athletic schedule. I mean,
I know. I did work 2 jobs at one point during that time.
I met you.
Yeah, you met me at my work.
Job.
I mean, granted, my season was over, but
yeah.
Especially in the summer, I worked at Kobe also in Bangor, so I was a host and a server there for almost 2.5 years.
Wow.
And but like I know like I would work a double in the summer, so I'd go in at 10, so like I'd wake up at like 5:30, 6 a.m. to lift.
Oh,
and then like I'd
that's
work.
dedication.
Yeah, but then like I'd work from like 10 and I wouldn't get out until like 9:30, 10 p.m. But then I'd have to wake up at 5:30 again the next morning.
Wow.
And I was yeah, it was
It's dedication.
it was fun though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's great. And so this year, I know the record. I looked up the record of the team. You were 11 and what was it? 11, 20, 22 and 2, I think. But yeah, 11, 21 and 3 for this year. But you qualified for the Hockey East tournament. And you went down to BC. I say you, but the whole team went down to BC, and unfortunately lost. But how do you feel like the season ended up? You know, in your career, in your view of the 4 years at Maine.
I mean, I've said this so many times to my teammates, but I think this year by far was. I loved all my years, but I think I like this year especially a lot. We just have such a good group, and I'm so excited for them to like just to see what they do in the future. But I think so many teams have come up to us and just have said like, I don't think your record is reflective of what your team is, just because like, and I just feel like at the end of the year we were kind of just getting it, like we were just getting it together. Or not even just getting it together. It was just, we were in a groove and then it just kind of, we were like finally clicking and we played so good that game. And it was just such a good game overall. And so, I mean, that was definitely disheartening, but at the same time, all of us even like agreed, like it was just so good to like, I guess, end on a game where we thought like we did the best we could. And
that's important.
Yeah. And like, it's, I don't know. It was just a testament to like everybody
and the coach Molly say her last name for me. Engstrom. She's been there 2 years.
Yes,
I think I looked up.
Or
is it 3 years?
3 years.
3 years. And you think that she's really been a positive force behind all this?
Yeah, I really do. I've loved Molly during my time here, and like I've even told her myself, I'm like, you guys, like just like the coaching staff in general has been like my top coaching staff that I've had. And I think when she stepped in, she really raised the bar, and
she's had tremendous experience.
No, yeah, tremendous experience overall, like absolutely amazing. But she just has raised the bar immensely in terms of like playing, in terms of culture, and just like in terms of being like a good person too as well. And I think it's really just reflective and overall like our culture at the moment, like just like the dynamic of the team. And I think that they're moving in such a great direction, which is why like that's like what I said. I was like, I just can't wait to see what they do, because I think they're going to do great things.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And tell me about the new Alfond Arena is being refurbished, expanded, modernized. So with the refurbishing of Alfond, the arena, tell me what your situation was in the locker room compared to what it's going to be when they're done. Like what amenities you had.
Okay. Okay, so I actually just recently went on a tour of
lucky.
I know. Very, very lucky. And it looks so amazing so far. They've done so much work to it already, and it looks great. But in terms of amenities, I think the biggest one that we'll say is like we finally are going to be able to have like a lounge space, if that makes sense.
So, a lounge space. Yeah, so you have a locker room. Mm-hmm. What's in your locker room? Explain it.
Right now?
No, what was, yeah.
I mean, it was just like your stalls and your dry stalls and your shower.
What's on the floor?
The floor?
Yeah.
The rubber?
Rubber on the floor? Okay, yeah.
I would say obviously the main, like, I'm really grateful for all the facilities we've had, but the main difference between like the locker room then and now is it's just so much more open, because our locker room was more of like a V shaped, I would say.
Okay.
And you couldn't really see everybody on the other side of the locker room.
Okay.
So it's just completely wide open, and like obviously everything's brand new, so it's beautiful.
Well, I mean, is it metal lockers or what do you guys have?
We had wooden lockers.
Okay.
But like us and the guys both had wooden lockers. But so now I don't even know what material it is. It just looks so nice.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
And you have your own weight room there?
Yeah.
Do you have attached to your locker room, besides the lockers, do you have a weight area right by your...
Well, us and the guys share the same weight area.
Okay.
So for that, basically everything is just getting like blown out and expanded, and like a lot more open concept is
Okay.
like what I would say. I don't know the exact specifics, so that's why I'm kind of struggling.
Oh, no, that's okay.
But I will say is like the one thing that I've always said is even for the guys, because I feel like they didn't really have a space either, is just that we didn't have like a lounge area where you can like do homework and like hang out.
Do you watch film in that lounge, or is there a separate place for that?
Well, no, in the renovations there's also a film room.
Okay.
Or it's like very movie theater style with chairs and everything.
Yeah.
But so like the lounge is like very much of like a kitchen, an island, and then there's like a couch, a TV, and like some tables so that you can like do homework and hang out or like get a snack.
Do you have food service as a D1 athlete? Do they have like athletic smoothies just for you guys? What do you have? What does Maine have?
So, in terms of the rink, I know that for us, we had like a little kitchen in our locker room. Like it was like you'd walk in kitchen, then you'd walk in another door, locker room area.
Okay.
And like we'd have like a bunch of snacks, like I don't know, like bars.
Protein bars, you mean?
Yeah, protein bars, protein powder, like any type of snacks that you need, like carbs, fruit, yogurt. And then we'd also had like smoothie stuff that you could do as well.
That's cool.
Yeah, which they just brought it back this year because we had it our freshman year, and then I don't know what happened.
Did you?
It was a fire hazard.
Oh.
So we had to figure that out.
But you have a study area. There's the academic suite area up in the field house, right?
Yes. So that's like, yeah.
For everybody.
Yeah, that's like for everybody. And that's like, that's great. It's just like also not attached to like where we are.
Where you are.
Yeah,
right.
which is fine. It's just like a quick skip and a walk.
Right.
You're right there.
And was there mandatory study times? Mandatory meals? Mandatory...
So like our freshman year, we would have mandatory study hall. We had to like complete a certain amount of hours, I think up until like the first semester. And if you're doing well, you don't have to be a part of it, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But after that, as long as you're like maintaining a good GPA overall, you're not required to. But you also can request it if that's something you need to like hold yourself accountable to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have team dinners?
Yes.
Every day or
no? So in season we would have once a week we'd have like a team meal, mostly on Wednesdays, and we would just come together and be able to eat. Most of the time it was at the rink, so that was pretty cool.
So they would bring in food for you.
Yeah, it would just would get ordered and delivered.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Thank you.
We're going to ask you about why Molly and the coaching staff now, how they inspire you, and tell us something about maybe the change, why it's better.
Yeah. I think, I don't know why this has always stuck with me, but I've always told them that they're just really big on like personal development. And like what I mean by personal development, I mean like obviously like your personal development, but also like on the ice and like off the ice as well. And so they don't really just I just feel like a lot of coaches, they have like a process of just okay, like new players throw in, like put on systems and like whatever and whatnot. But like, no, like they're very detail oriented and they're very focused on your personal development, like on the ice and off the ice as well. And I think that is like a big difference. And like one of the things we talk about a lot in like our meetings is kind of who you're showing up as every day when you're coming to like train and practice. And we kind of like, it's kind of not cheesy, but we kind of focus on like the phrase like, oh, you like want to strive to be the best version of yourself. And like I kind of take it a little bit further where I'm like, well, I'm like aspiring to be that for myself, but also like the people around me as well. And so I think that's the biggest
that is
change for sure.
I think my father had said to me as a kid, you want to be the best you could be, then this is what you do. Because he didn't want me. It was when I was like middle school. Don't drink, don't smoke, don't do drugs. Basically is what he said. I know, yes. Dad. Okay. But you do have training rules. You have to curfews, things like that. You have 6 days a week, right, of practice or training. Mm-hmm. What is your day off?
So normally? Our day off is normally Sunday. It's just that's how it falls for our game schedule and play out.
And if you have a Sunday game, then does it fall on Monday?
Yeah, it's honestly kind of a little bit flexible because you're supposed to have a day off every 7 days. So that means that you can like kind of flip it and change it like within the week.
Okay.
So as long as you're getting like a day off within those 7 days, then you're fine. It doesn't have to be like so like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 day off, if not that next day. Like it can be kind of like flexible.
Okay.
Just as long as that's happening within the time frame. So.
Yes, because as you said, your time management with getting everything done, you need that day off.
Yeah.
I think the girls were saying to do laundry, grocery shopping.
To like everything. And in my case, I would work a lot on Sundays. So.
Oh, right.
So I would be doing all of that and working on top of that.
So Sunday is graduation. And I know UMaine, I looked it up before I came, is close to 2,000 undergrads.
Okay.
And they're splitting, and for the first time ever, where is graduation?
It's at the Cross Center in Bangor.
Oh. How does that make you feel?
I don't know. I mean, I've never really experienced it at the Alfond. I mean, that's kind of sad. I mean, I feel like it's full circle just because I've played there my whole career here. But I don't know. It's out of my control. Right. So I can't do anything about that.
It'll be fun. You're getting your degree in
zoology.
And
what? My minors?
Yeah, sure. What's your minors?
I have minors in neuroscience and psychology.
So what is next for you?
Oh, dang, that's the hard question you ask. Every college graduate. No, that's okay. I'm recently been through like the interview process for a lot of positions like around where my family is. So like just around like outside Manchester or within. And, we'll see if anything sticks. And if not, I kind of want to travel. It's kind of why I've been working so much my whole college career is to travel, but we'll see.
I thought I would throw in, have you had any offers about either playing, because in the PWHL, do you know any Maine players? Actually, I didn't look this up.
Yeah, there are a couple.
Okay.
I can't list them right off.
That's okay.
But
that's okay.
There are a few, but I know a couple of my graduating class they're wanting to play, and I've definitely thought about it, but I also I don't know. I kind of want to see what's out there for a little bit.
And if you're not going to play, what about coaching?
I think I definitely will end up coaching at some point, but for now I kind of just want to see what else life has to offer. I kind of want to figure out like who I am outside of the sport that I've been playing for almost like, I don't even know, how old am I, like 16 years? I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like around then. So I kind of want to figure out like what else is out there.
That is a very smart thing to do. Take time, step back, look at it.
I know, because like I even told you yesterday, I was like, well, because my mom's a figure skating coach, and so she's like, well, there's so many people that like want you to coach, and I'm like, I need a second.
Yeah.
I need a second.
Well, especially the kids here. I mean, I went to your senior game, the Heartbreaker.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, let's not talk about it. But
someone commented.
I thought you guys had it in the bag.
Did someone comment? I think someone commented.
Probably, and I can't read it.
I
Can
can't
you?
read that. Are you able to read that?
Somebody commented on the Facebook live we're doing.
Did they have a question? One
don't
second.
know. Hold on.
Herman High School is graduating in the Cross Center as well.
Oh.
Herman High School?
Herman High School
Is that what it says?
is graduating in the Cross Center as well.
Oh.
EMCC is due today.
Today. Oh, wow.
So the Cross Center is really busy.
Cross Center.
That's awesome.
Before that, a couple comments says, bring them on camera.
Yeah. Oh, you. Yes.
No, you
another
should.
time.
Feature.
So that, I mean, just to give kids or young women that possibly might be watching this, what the number one thing that you could, a piece of advice to give to a young woman in high school who wants to play hockey? Or three things. How's that?
Okay. I would say like you really have to like kind of commit to that. And I think that's like really hard. Like I know everybody knows it's like really hard to get to that next level, but if you're really serious about getting there, like you really do, like you need to focus on school. You need to focus on your physical health. You need to focus on like just like skill wise in the game, no matter what sport you're playing. And so because I feel like it's funny because my cousin, he's kind of just figuring out, plays hockey and lacrosse, and he's kind of like figuring it out. And I'm like, no, like you need to start thinking about that now. Like, I know that you're just getting into high school, but like what you're doing now is going to be reflective of kind of what your college process is going to be. Cause it matters. And like you can have like an off certain things and whatever, and like bounce back from that. But just like kind of making that intention to do well in all those areas is important.
And so I know there's some schools, like you mentioned, that they didn't want athletes to major in biology because they thought it would be too hard. Any recommendation of courses of study that's better for?
No, I honestly, like, I've seen so many of my teammates, like, we've had so many in, like, the nursing program. We had literally Liv King was in engineering.
Wow.
And so at the end of the day, like, if you want to do that, you'll be able to do it. And you just got to find a way to make it work. But, like, I think it's very, like, attainable. Obviously, that's dependent on, like, the program and the coaches. But at the end of the day, like, you should do what you want to do and not deter from that just because someone's like, oh, it might be too hard. So, because
well, I mean, that's one thing when I was in school, I was in the architecture, art, and planning program at Cornell, and you will not find anyone on the current team in that program because of the studio time, or lab time. If you're into that, it's just a lot of work.
Yeah, and like I totally get that, and I think a lot of athletes, if they don't know what they want to do yet, they'll kind of roll into something that's a little bit more like, not like flexible. Maybe it is a little bit more flexible in terms of like scheduling and stuff like that, like where you don't have lab times or studio time, like you said, just because like why put yourself through that if you don't even know if that's what you want to do?
Right. Unless
So-
you're positive.
Yeah, unless you're positive. Like, I'm not going to go into nursing unless I know I want to do nursing.
Right.
Because it's definitely, like, a really big commitment.
It's a big commitment.
So,
And so is hockey.
yeah. So, yeah.
And I have something for you because you're
What?
graduating. Yeah.
didn't have
And
to do
it's perfect that you said personal development is
Oh.
your thing. It's just interesting. One of my mentors, I love Rachel Rogers. I don't know if you ever heard of her.
I've heard of her.
We Should All Be Millionaires. Well, she just wrote this book, Future Millionaire, a young person's step-by-step guide to making wealth inevitable.
Oh, my God.
And there we go. I got to sign it for you. It just came in the mail yesterday. It's so perfect. that-
Wait, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
This is gonna be awesome.
with your dedication and expertise, you've already got the habits
Yeah.
of discipline, of the ability of teamwork. I mean, that was one thing that when I went out into the workforce 100 years ago, it seems like, but seriously, not many women played on a team.
Yeah, that's like, yeah.
And now you're gonna have more people that are like that. It was like a diamond in the rough kind of thing. You're the only one that understands teamwork.
Yeah, I will say, like, through the whole interview process, I've had a lot of people, like, saying that a lot of, like, the aspects that you learn just from athletics, you weren't really able just, like, to teach somebody that. Like, that's been, like, ingrained in you in the past, like, 10, 15 years, whatever. And so I think that's something I'm super grateful to have, like, developed, like you said, like, the discipline, the determination, resilience, like, teamwork. That's stuff you're not able to train somebody. And so I think that's something that I've really learned to be grateful for from all this. So
And I am so grateful that I went into the Golden Bean.
yes, Golden
and met
Bean.
you. I mean, because
Love you, Tammy.
Yeah, Tammy. She's gonna be on.
She is?
Yes.
Oh my God, yes. I'm gonna
At
have to
some
watch
point.
that.
Yeah,
so.
yes. Please subscribe to Teddy Talks 9 on
Teddy
YouTube.
Talks 9.
Yeah. But so grateful to kind of reconnect with what athletes of today and the comparisons, because I think I mentioned, I'll just say it real quick. We kept our hockey bags, all our equipment was in a cupboard under the stairs at Lina Rink when I first got there in 1974. Now, as your locker room is being refurbished,
So
renewed.
jealous. I'm not gonna be there
I mean,
for that.
but I walked in a couple of months ago, I went up to over to Cornell when the women were playing in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And they won.
Yeah.
So their locker room has a sculptured red carpet with a white C in it. And it's beautiful.
Yeah,
And,
no, I'm not really familiar with their facilities, but I just, based off what I know, I'm sure it's gorgeous.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a lot different than changing up in the women's bathroom.
Yeah.
And that's what we did.
Yeah, well, I think if not even in college, I know all of us women athletes have had to do that at some point for sure. So,
And now it's easier to empathize with people who don't have everything and encourage hard work and resilience and never give up kind of feeling, because you were told you were too small. And you proved them wrong playing defensewoman for the Black Bears. And I'm so honored that you came today.
no, I'm
and
honored. This is
Congratulations.
so fun. Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for this. I'm definitely going to read it.
So thank
about
you for
that.
watching, and subscribe to Teddy Talks 9.
Yes, subscribe to
Deeply
TED Talks
appreciate
9.
you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please follow us on YouTube, TeddiTalks.
Don't forget to subscribe. You can also find Teddi-Jann at msha.ke/Teddi.Jann. Those are 2 N's, Jann. And if you want to follow my journey with the Wellness Lounge, you can do so at rnwellnesslounge.com and, of course, all of our social media channels. So as a disclaimer, as always, we want you to know that all episodes and personal stories are our beliefs, our opinions, and they're not to be substituted for advice from a professional provider. Stories and names sometimes might be changed to protect the other side. And remember, it's okay to take care of yourself and celebrate you no matter what age.
This is true, and we are very grateful and appreciative of Selfie Space located in Brewer, Maine.
Check them out.